morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, people. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Sorry for not going live yesterday, being also hella silent about yesterday going live because, well, I didn't feel that great. Let's just put it that way. Didn't feel that great. But today, I'm feeling much better. I'm feeling definitely much better. So, what we're gonna do is gonna talk finally. Arsenal versus Everton. Match preview. Some other bits and bobs here or there on top of all that. It's been a very weird one as an Arsenal fan. I'm not gonna lie. I was sitting back yesterday, the day before. I was chilling, relaxing, trying to get better and everything. And I was sitting there. I watched Dan Potts. I was watching the roundabout because I missed it and everything. And I'm not gonna lie. I lost some brain cells. To be honest, listening to some people, but it is what it is. But ultimately, yeah, Arsenal versus Everton. It's gonna be a hell of a game, to say the least. It's gonna be a rough one. It's gonna be a very tough one. I don't know what to expect from this game. I genuinely do not know what to expect of this game. Now, on the other side of news, there are some positives regarding Arsenal. There are some positives talking around Arsenal, and also some negatives regarding Kai Havertz. There are also some vague rumors floating around that Mikel Arteta has basically told Andrea Berta that he wants in January for him to sign Semenyo. Whether that's going to happen, go figure. But apparently it's one of those that Arteta really wants to happen. We'll see. We'll see, because these transfer rumors, these are the ones we need to talk about it, but at the same time, when we do talk about it, it's absolutely insane when you sometimes hear certain stuff. I'm not gonna lie. But at the end of the day, yeah, Arsenal versus Everton. We're gonna talk about Kai Havertz as well, because apparently he has had a setback. Yes, Havertz has had a setback. We're gonna talk also about that. We're going to talk about also Arsenal emergency meeting. Yes, I know an Arsenal pulled the league gunner. Arsenal have pulled the league gunner, also doing an emergency meeting. But we're going to talk about all that. So smash the like, subscribe if you're new. Leave your thoughts in the live chat for the game, how it could go against Everton. Big up Gooner SC. Good morning. Hope everything's doing well. Hope everything's fine with you. But yeah. First things first, we have to talk about is this. Kai Havertz. Apparently, he has suffered a setback and now has to delay his return for Arsenal until early to mid-January. If I'm not mistaken, also, Ben White. Kai Havertz was the same player who already suffered a sort of a setback, wasn't he? Or something like that. There were some talks about this. I'm blanking a bit on top of my head. Let's just put it that way. But yeah. All the hype that Gyökeres finally is gonna get dropped by top Gooners, all the hype and expectations and all this stuff are now gone. And obviously, it's not a good thing that Havertz is out. Let's just put it that way. The setback, it's not a good thing, because the more bodies we can have on the bench in the team, we have for the rotation and all this stuff, the better. Let's just put it. Let's just say it as it is. The more, the merrier, as they say, right? At the same time, it's a unique situation, because now we have to rely on Jesus and Gyökeres still. Lots of Arsenal fans were talking about this fact that Gyökeres should be dropped for Kai Havertz. There were lots and lots of talks about that. But ultimately, yeah. How do you feel, by the way, about Kai Havertz getting a setback? Because, yes, it's not great. Without shadow of a doubt, it's not a great thing, to say the least. Because you would want some more players. You want some attacking flexibility. Let's just put it that way. Saying that, Havertz's finishing touch is not great. And he can only help us with the link-up play more than anything. So unless we would use him together with Gyökeres, for example, in a double striker formation, I just don't see this one as that big of a setback. Obviously, losing players is a setback. There's no argument about that. But having no Havertz, it might not be as detrimental. Let's just put it that way. It might not be as detrimental to the team, to the club, but no players, definitely, as I said, it is a worry. Personally, as you all know, I'm not the biggest fan of Kai Havertz. You all know that, and I think he should be sold. Saying that, it's very painful to see certain players getting injured, not getting back to fitness, not being able to play, because let's be real, footballers' career is as short as it is already. It's a very limited time to make some money, to secure yourself, your family, your future, and your future family, and all this stuff. So we'll see. We'll see. The thing is that there's a chance that Havertz could make this Arsenal squad for the January 8th league match against Liverpool, which would be interesting to see. But I don't think he should be playing against Liverpool anyway. I'm just going to put it that way. Although the FA Cup third round, the tie against Portsmouth 3 days later, is more likely. See, against Portsmouth, I can see him actually playing, even though he's just back from injury. Big up, Tyrell. Big up, Tyrell. Hope you're doing well. Hope everything's fine with you today. Smash the likes, people. Go subscribe to Tyrell as well. Top guy, top content daily, multiple times. Go show him some love, appreciation, people. Smash the likes. Yeah, people, listen to him, smash the likes, and subscribe, of course. But yeah, here it is. Here is the big one. According to Daily, whatever, the Telegraph, not Daily, the Telegraph, right? Arsenal pulled the league gunner. Arsenal pulled the league gunner. And I must say, it's nice to see some accountability in the club for a change. I'm not going to lie. It's nice to see some accountability. Apparently, players held an immediate dressing room meeting after the Wolves game to review their performance. The squad openly admitted the display was below their standards. That's a very mild statement. It was not below their standards. It was shambolic, to say the least, and not good enough. There was clear understanding that this is too early in the season for complacency, with players taking responsibility and showing intent to correct issues quickly. So, quickest way to correct this issue: beat Everton tomorrow. Simple as that. Go smash Everton. But saying that, we are playing Everton away. It is David Moyes at the wheel, and Everton actually are doing very, 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 very decently. I'm not gonna lie, very, very decently. Big up, Rude Boy. Yes, I am live. I am live. This is not a recording. This is no AI. No, none of that. I am live. I didn't go live yesterday. I wasn't feeling too well. I'm not feeling great at the moment either. But since I hate missing days of streaming, I liked being consistent daily. I decided I'm going to go live now, and most likely going to go live in the evening as well, most potentially, right? Especially given the fact that Arsenal play at 8 p.m. UK time tomorrow. And I usually don't stream it. I stream at that time, so there will be no stream because Arsenal play. So yeah, that's why I also kind of decided to stream today. Hope you're doing well. Hope you are doing well. But yeah, Premier League and everything is very interesting. Everton are actually doing very well in Premier League. No argument about that. Everton actually are doing a very good job in Premier League. David Moyes is doing a phenomenal job, to say the least. On top of all that, like, I'm not going to lie, getting Grealish out of Man City and to Everton has done some wonders to them. Very, very big wonders to them. Let's just put it that way. They are currently sitting ninth in the league, as you can see. -1 goal difference. They are pretty much 50-50 on scoring and conceding. But at home, especially, they are a very tough task. Very, very tough task. 7 wins, 3 draws, 6 losses. And for Arsenal, this game has more pressure than anything. Because before Arsenal play against Everton in the evening, right, at 3 p.m. UK time, Manchester City play West Ham. And I don't want to get ahead of myself, but there's about a 90%, 95% chance that, well, there's no other way to put it, Man City are going to be on top of the table. Yes, Manchester City are going to be on top of the table. And Arsenal will have extra pressure just on the table because City played just before them to basically go out and beat and smash Everton. The thing is, though, the way we are playing against Everton, Most of the time it's very, very rough. We are not smashing them. We are going 50-50 many times with them. We are winning away on a very lucky goal, on very lucky instances. And it's definitely gonna be a rough one, because it doesn't matter if we draw, we are second. If we lose, we obviously are second. We could be, no, we can't be third because of goal difference. But yeah, we could, unless we win basically tomorrow, we're gonna be second in the league after this game week. Let's just put it that way. That is the big pressure on already, and it's almost half the season. All as well. All good, all good. Everton have some notable absentees. Yeah, due to AFCON, Everton definitely are missing quite a few players. There's no argument about that. Ndaye especially. But yeah, for them, no matter what, David Moyes is gonna figure out a way. We draw to Everton. City is gonna be on top of the table on goal difference. Yeah, unless we win tomorrow, we gonna be second in the table. No matter how you look at it, we gonna be second in the table unless we win. Now let's quickly look who is going for Everton to AFCON, because there are teams who are in AFCON, there are teams who are not in AFCON. Need to check this out. Let's see what absentees do Everton have. I assume Asnu could be one. Yeah, here we go. Idrissa Gana Gueye is going with Senegal to AFCON, and Ilami Ndaye is going to AFCON. Rest of them are there. Which is two players, yes, but arguably Ndaye has been one of their best players this season without shadow of a doubt. Most likely Tyrell Dibling is going to play there. And Dibling was one of the hot prospects last summer and already in this window. Grealish is definitely going to play. Right? And in the midfield, they're going to have Dewsbury Hall, most likely. Garner. Idrissa Gana Gueye, yes, he's one of their big players. There's no argument about that. And Ndaye would be even the bigger loss for them, I'm not going to lie. At the same time, they're losing only two players. For Everton, it's kind of massive, I'm not going to lie. For Everton, losing even two players to AFCON that are basically not injury related, it is a worry. It is a worry because it's Everton. Saying that, I still believe there's only one big absentee for them due to that. It's basically Ndaye. We should be beating them. There's no argument about that. Then again, against Pickford, we somehow always tend to struggle. Everton actually do very well against us. If we look at overall times and overall results, where is it? If you look at these results over the last years, since Mikel Arteta took over, right, we are very 50-50 against Everton. Look at this. Since Mikel Arteta took over. Today, by the isn't it? Wait. Wait. Tomorrow is a 6-year birthday for Mikel Arteta at Arsenal, by the way. On the 6-year birthday, Arsenal are playing against Everton. Holy crap. But anyways, let's go back at this. Since Mikel Arteta has taken over Arsenal have won 4 games. Arsenal have drawn 2 and lost 4 as well. It's not that lopsided, is it? 4 draws, 2 draws, 4 wins, 4 losses. 10 games, 40% win ratio. Definitely, it's not going to be easy. It's definitely not going to be easy, especially when you look at an away record. It looks like we can score, but we barely score a goal. The biggest smashings we have done against Everton are at home. We score against Everton at home. We haven't scored more than 1 goal away at Everton. Holy crap, to be honest. Where was the last time? When was the last time we scored away at Everton more than 1 goal? Here we go. 2017 when we won 5-2. It's been 8 years. Definitely it's going to be a rough one. And David Moyes definitely is a good manager. He has won Conference League and everything. He won with West Ham with that, and he has got good school. He's playing some good football. Everton look like they are a breath of fresh air. Obviously, they are in the new stadium. It's gonna be interesting to see Everton in the new stadium, because it's one thing when you watch other teams play in their new stadium. It's other thing when your own team plays there, obviously. And all these results against Everton pretty much have been at Goodison Park. So playing at this new stadium, maybe there will be something different to it. Who knows? But overall, yeah. Overall, we struggle against Everton away. Where is it? Last year we drew. A year before that, we won 1-0. That was that Trossard redirection that hit the post far corner and we scored. But overall, that whole game, we were shambolic and we struggled very hard. Year before that, we lost. And that's the 22-23 season, when we were playing expensive, attacking, beautiful football, arguably the best football in the league. That season, we lost to Everton away 1-0. And that says it all, doesn't it? That says it all, how difficult Everton is going to be, how they're going to set up. Because with Tarkowski, Garner, and everyone else at the back, Mikolenko, it's going to be tough. It's going to be very tough to break them down, to get the result against them, to score a goal, even to get a chance, especially against this nightmare we had against the Wolves at home. It's definitely going to be a very tough task. Let's just put it that way. Now, saying that, if we score quickly, it's going to be easy. But somehow we are struggling with that very lately. With quick goals, with everything. As long as our players don't drop the ball, we should be fine. Especially after that, they have posted based on social media the big talking point about the fact that Arsenal players held a emergency meeting, league on our settings, by the way, against the game against Wolves. That was unacceptable. They're too complacent. They need to fix up, and they need to win. They need to change that the next game, pretty much. And the next game is against Everton, ironically enough. One of the toughest games actually to do that against, if you ask me. So I'm going to be watching that game very closely, because there are certain things that start to bother me, which I haven't talked about on the stream as much. I have made notes, some notes about them, but I haven't talked about them as much. I have touched upon them vaguely. But tomorrow it's going to be very interesting to see how Arsenal respond after the Wolves nightmare we had. Even though we won, it was an embarrassing performance. It was a pathetic performance. 3 own goals. Wolves had to basically be themselves for us to win, get 3 points on the board. So yeah, if we look from that context, that we are struggling against Everton away, it's a very tough one. We're going to be second in the table, in my opinion, by the time we play Everton away, because City play before us. There will be also this mental pressure already there. And for me, one of the biggest worries is that if we go second before the halfway through the season, before Christmas, by the way, I think it's done. I think City are going to run away with it, because City are starting to pick up some very, very nice form. They are doing all the things without Rodri. Haaland, yes, he's not scoring at such proficiency as he did the early stage of the season. People said that as soon as Haaland stops scoring, they are done. They're going to be done. But no. Haaland stops scoring. Cherky steps up. Doku steps up. Foden steps up. Rejuvenates his season and everything. They have players basically that can score from anywhere at any time. Arsenal don't have that. We struggle in midfield because it's off balance. We struggle in the attack. Our defense has issues. Set pieces are non-existent pretty much anymore. It's with the Gabriel out, and that was what I said for the longest time, and people called me deluded for thinking that. But hey, here we are now. Let's be real. So it's going to be a very tough and very, very interesting game. It's going to be a very one. If City doesn't win, Villa will. I can see that, but at the same time, I can't. For me personally, Aston Villa is a bit too short to do it. I think for Aston Villa, they are a bit too short to do it. If I have to put my money, obviously, it's on City. I just cannot see Villa being so consistent, also playing in Europe. Don't get me wrong, I think Villa are going to get top 4, without shadow of a doubt. But them winning the league, I just cannot see it at the moment. If that happens, Mikel Arteta should not be nowhere near Arsenal by the end of the season. He should be sacked on the spot. because Liverpool win the league. Let's be real, when it was our year last year, City have won the league on Arteta's clock 4 times. It's not looking great. Definitely not looking great. People say, oh, this team is built in a prime condition to pounce when City does have a fall off. City had a fall off last year. Massive one, to be honest. And Liverpool won the league. If City don't win the league this season and Aston Villa does, oh my goodness gracious, the end is here. Pretty much the end is here. End is nigh. We might as well pack it up because this process will have crumbled so fast, like House of Cards. Let's be real. There's no substantial reason for Arsenal in this current state after everything they have done in the last 6 years and put the club and the fans through. Let's be real. For Aston Villa to win the league this season. Because yes, Villa, if they win it, fair play to them. Big up to Emery. Even more proof that Emery is better manager than Mikel Arteta. Still believe that Emery is better manager than Mikel Arteta. But for Arsenal, I think this season is do or die type of situation. At some point, the penny has to drop. At some point, for me, the question is how long mentally, specifically mentally, maybe not physically, because obviously injuries are there. It kind of is eating people alive and everything. Let's be real, with overplaying, no management. Mentally, how long can you go for it? Because eventually, mentally, you get drained. You cannot focus as much. You feel exhausted. You need a reset. And it also kind of felt like that when City had that last year. Yes, they screwed up their transfer window last summer. There's no argument about that. But at the same time, yeah. I think mentally as well, there will be a point when Arsenal players check out. And then it's going to be very long. I think there will be a drop-off. And when it's going to happen, I have no idea, but it will happen at some point. I expect that at least. Because it has happened before to better teams than us. Let's be real. Big up, Terry teams. Big up. City will smoke West Ham. They are on form and all their attacking players are clicking. Yeah, it's not looking great. Going to be very long for us. I think we'll slip up versus Villa and Brighton. You think we're not gonna slip up tomorrow? Because Arsenal, let's be real, as you're saying, City are gonna smoke West Ham, right? At Etihad. If they do that, Arsenal are second in the league when they play Everton away. Arsenal will be second in the league, which already spells troubles because it's the mental extra pressure Arsenal have. If I see back Havertz, there is that's the thing. See, you say if I see Havertz, Jesus back starting and all this stuff, have you seen this? Have you seen this, Terry? Where is it? Here we go. Have you seen this? Kai Havertz has suffered a setback and now has to delay his return for Arsenal until early to mid-January. There is a setback. Obviously, it's not great at the same time. For some people, it might be a blessing in disguise. Big up, Nap. Hope you're doing well. Good morning. I think we'll sneak them by 1-0. Could be the case. 1-0, that has written all over it. Arsenal haven't scored more than one goal away at Everton for like 7-8 years. And pretty much every single game Arsenal win or lose are 1-goal difference. 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, stuff like that. And since Mikel Arteta has been here at the Arsenal against Everton overall, including home games, Arteta's record is 4 wins, 2 draws, 4 losses. So it's also not that convincing overall speaking. So it's definitely gonna be a very, very rough one. I expect a very rough, tough, and grindy game against players like Tarkowski, Mikolenko, against Garner and players like that. I think it's going to be rough. It's going to be also very interesting to see how Beto and Barry how they get utilized against Arsenal's defense. Because Jack Grealish could be dropping into pockets to basically try catch us out with Barry's pace and Beto's physicality on counters with over-the-top balls. I can see that happening since Arsenal tend to play a high line. I think Gyökeres will score. I'm an optimist, dude. You think Havertz will score? You know for how long we have been saying that? Do you know for how long we have been saying? I think Havertz scores. I think Havertz is gonna score a hat trick this game. I think Havertz is gonna do this. I think Havertz is gonna do that. No, Grealish is not out. Grealish is not out. He's fit. Grealish is not out. Let me check it quickly though. The player that is the players that they are missing are Braithwaite at center back, obviously, and Idrissa and Ndaye, who are going to AFCON, from what I have seen. So at the end of the day, it's gonna be nuts. Exactly, that's a major in for them. Exactly. For me, the biggest advantage for Arsenal is the fact that sorry, my camera just went out of focus. Is the fact that that Ndaye, that right winger, is out. He's out to AFCON. That is the only advantage Arsenal have. Big up Suj! Big up Suj! Big up. Yeah. Idrissa is 36, yeah. He is 36. Not the youngest spring chicken, let's just put it that way. Somehow this guy has also managed to play for PSG and everything, like nuts. But yeah, overall, it's not that great, is it? It's definitely not that great. Obviously, with Ndaye out, that's great for Arsenal, but that should, even now, it will look even worse if Arsenal screw this up. The physical, for me personally, for this game, even though we struggle against Everton away every single time we go there pretty much, for me, the biggest worry is the mental aspect of the game. Because obviously, there are reports that Arsenal held an emergency meeting after the Wolves game to talk about the fact that they were shit, let's be real, and they need to basically rectify that instantly in the next game, pretty much. That is one type of pressure. The other pressure is when Man City are going to beat West Ham. I expect that, I'm not going to lie. We're going to be second in the table. And by the end of this game week specifically, unless we win, anything besides a win in this game against Everton puts us second in the table. And then the pressure is going to be different gravy, especially looking at how City are kicking into gear and how we are dropping off already. Newcastle smoked them 4-1 at their home, so who knows? Yeah, who knows? But looking at how Eddie Howe plays football and how Mikel Arteta plays football, I'm not too excited. Let's just put it that way. Let's just put it that way. But it is what it is, I guess. It is what it is. But yeah, people, let's do this. Starting 11. Who are we expecting to see in this game? Sorry, I had to refresh my camera. Who are we expecting to start in this game for tomorrow? Obviously, Raya goes in goal. David Raya goes in goal. That kind of goes without saying, and that is pretty much straight up forward understandable. Timber, I think, goes right back. 100% Arteta won't be able to resist Saliba playing. Hincapié. And the Italian stallion, he's back. I expect something like this. No one wants to talk about how City have been average for the first 13 games and now hitting form and still a lot of improvements coming. Exactly. Nobody wants to talk about that. Everyone is hella like, oh, it is what it is. It's nothing going to happen there and everything. They are still not on form. And that's the worry part. They should be worried that City are not that much on form and they're picking up steam right now. They're doing this without Rodri. Some players out. Haaland carried the start of the season. Now the other players are starting to chip in. 100%. Yes, defensively, they can be gotten at. There's no argument about that. But I 100% can guarantee you that in January transfer window, they're going to sign a defender. 100%. Because City are very proactive. They see an issue, they instantly fix it. They just going to do it. They just going to do it. And the same thing goes. Everyone says, "Oh, Arsenal first loss since August. No, first loss since since Liverpool game, right? In 18 games or whatever it was, whatever, right?" The issue is, yes, it's the first loss. It's only the second loss of the season. At the same time, in this 18-game unbeaten run we used to have, at the start of it, Man City were further behind us than they are right now. So this 18-game run, as impressive as it may sound, City actually have caught us up. Make that as you make from that what you will. Timber, Hinkapié, Slibakov, I think so too as well. Think so. City start off slower and now mid-season they're gearing up. Exactly. They are gearing up slowly but steadily. It's like a steam locomotive. Let's just put it that way with Man City. It's very hard to get it going. Like it's very slow until it picks up the pace and hits that maximum speed, and then there's almost no stopping it. Let's be real. It's like a train wreck, unless you want to stop it. And that is the thing. Arsenal are just like, I don't know, like a fast car. Just starts and it very, very quickly runs out of fuel. That's about it. Man City have one more than enough. Yeah, they have one more than enough. Big up Mustafa. They have one more than enough. And they're going to win more. Let's be real. They're going to win more. People talk like City's defense is crap, but they are far from it. Yeah. City's defense is not crap, but it's not it anymore. And the injuries also is not helping. They have some issues there. The right back situation is still questionable. I just put it lightly. They're still looking at Livramento from Newcastle, and if they get Livramento in January somehow, even sayonara pretty much and everything, it's definitely not great. They're gonna try and fix their mistakes in January, just like last year. They started their rebuild in January, continued it the last summer that just finished. Pep has 5 different formations he can use in any game. Arteta has 1. Yeah, Pep has 5 different formations and about 3-4 different systems and styles he basically can utilize within those formations every single game by adapting to certain situations, adapting to the opponent, and finding the best solution to exploit other teams' weaknesses. Mikel Arteta has 1 system, 1 style, 1 formation, and it's basically, if it doesn't work, well, shit. Well, shit. And that's about it. Arteta will play Zubimendi, Rice, Odegaard. I kind of see it. I can most likely. It has to be. Arteta will try and play his so-called best 11. If Declan Rice is not injured yet. He might. I'm very worried about Declan Rice. He might get injured soon. I'm very, very worried about that. Very worried about that. Already looking like he's hopping on one leg. He's breathing heavily. Already halfway through the game. It's not looking great. Comparing critics of City and Arsenal is... What? Comparing criticisms of City and Arsenal is not like... It is logical, because that basically just shows that Mikel Arteta is not good enough. I don't trade Zubimendi, but the guy needs a rest. He needs a rest, definitely. But he's not going to get the rest. And against Everton, he cannot afford to give him a rest. It's not like we are like 50 points clear. Pep has more rotating ability and intention than Arteta, who is helpless without Declan Rice. And whose fault is that? Whose fault is that then? That's all on Mikel Arteta. Pep also doesn't have more rotating ability. Arteta has the rotating ability. He just doesn't use it. That's a complete different thing. You have it and you use it, or you don't have it and you don't use it. That is a completely different thing. Holy crap. Come on, man. Come on, man. Okay, attack. I think attack also is kind of straightforward, isn't it? Kaka. Jokeres. Is Trossard back? Trossard is the only player in the attack I actually trust to score a goal. As weird as it sounds, he is the only one. Yeah, 1 billion spent to rely on Rice and set piece long throws and all this stuff. Yeah. Big up, Godfrey. Big up. Well, it should be. It's not straightforward. It's bent backwards. Pause. In Mikel Arteta's system, attack is bent backwards, hence why it's not working. But that was just a figure of speech, I'm not gonna lie. For me, unless Jesus somehow is starting against Everton, it could be insane. I want to see Noni start to be dropped after a great. Exactly. That was so bizarre. In that game against Wolves, Madueke was something we definitely needed. Was something 100% we definitely needed. But, well, Mikel thought he knew better, and it nearly cost us, let's be real. Why do I see Merino in the 9 Arteta system? Dude, trust me, if he starts Merino in the number 9 against Everton, it will show everyone in the world that he doesn't rate Gyökeres, first of all. And second of all, it will show that Arteta is a fool. I'll just put it that way. He much rather plays Merino in the number 9 than actually tweaks the system and style to help Gyökeres. Killed any moment he had dropping. Yeah, that Arteta does that with most players. He did it with MLS from last season to this season. Did it with Wanyeri, Emil Smith Rowe, Trossard when he just joined. He had great man of the match, player of the month performance and overall evaluations, and he instantly holds the bench. It's always like that. It's always like that with Arteta. I can see Arteta play Saka, Merino, Eze. For me personally, if Trossard is not injured, right? If Trossard is not injured, I would expect Trossard to start. Because somehow our attack with Trossard looks much better than with anyone else on that left side. And I think that just epitomizes and proves how bad our left side is. Because we are relying on basically a grandfather in the team, based on the age, to carry our left side. Yeah, big up Kierton. That is one thing I would love to see this. I would love to see this, to see how this works out. I wouldn't mind seeing this. I would not mind seeing this. Jesus on the left wing. Or Jesus. But I can see Jesus starting. I can see Jesus starting as well instead of Gyökeres, obviously. Agreed with that. I'm not sure Trossard is available. That's the same. I am not too sure about Trossard as well. Obviously, today Mikel Arteta is going to conduct his press conference. So we'll see how that's going to go. What he's going to say there. Obviously, most likely, either he's going to confirm or play cards close to his chest. There are no updates on Trossard's injury at the moment. He's listed as day-to-day type of situation. If you watch NBA and stuff like that, you know what that means, basically. It's coach's decision at the end of the day. Well, to be honest, he's expected to be back for this game. But will he be? That's a completely different story. Jesus is a good link-up player. I hope he'd pass you. He would. I think he would. I genuinely think he would. We need Gyökeres to start firing goals. It is coming borderline desperate for Gyökeres to start scoring goals, because unless he doesn't, he's gonna be the third or fourth choice striker for Arsenal behind Jesus, Havertz, and Merino even. And he will look like a waste of money, because somehow it looks like this manager cannot figure out how to basically coach a proper out-and-out number 9. But I also wouldn't be surprised if we see something like this. Let's just say Trossard is fit. Do you think this is decent? Do you think this is decent? I hope Arteta has the guts to do this to play. Yeah, in 4-4-2, Gyökeres and Jesus up top. One more like a bully type player. Other one is more of a nifty, crafty, slippery slope type of player. I would love that. I would love that. 4-4-2 with Jesus and Gyökeres up top would be fantastic to see. Martinelli, Saka on the right mid, right wing. Rice and Zubimendi in the midfield, or Eze and Rice in the midfield even. And like a 4-4-2 with Gyökeres and Marino up front. Would be interesting to see. Would be very interesting to see. Desperation for both Eze and Gyökeres perform now and get goals and assists, yeah. And ironically, the two players that are struggling the most in this team are the ones that Arteta didn't want at the team. It's the ones that Andrea Berta signed, ironically enough. Ironically enough, it's the two players that Andrea Berta basically got to the team, not Mikel Arteta wanted them. I need Jesus sold. As long as he doesn't get injured, I would not be against that. Even though Jesus has said himself in an interview recently even that he would want to stay at Arsenal till the end of his contract, if not longer. His contract runs until 2027. The thing is, unless he can stay fit and provide proper contributions to the team on the pitch, no. He kind of has to go. He kind of has to go to some degree. I'm not gonna lie. He has to go because he's not available for the long spells, and he cost us way too much money to keep him up. Even 260 grand a week to keep this guy at the club weekly. 260 grand, and you want to tell me we cannot utilize it in a better way? Wait, let's check this. 260 grand, right? 260 grand times 104 since his contract runs out in 2 years, right? 260 times 104. We're gonna pay him 27 million over the course of next 2 years until his contract runs out. 27 million for Jesus. That's his salary alone, not including bonuses and all that crap he gets. Big up, Luke. Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. We need Jesus at least till the summer, and a midfielder like Ayub Bodi. We need a very good midfielder. We need Rice type of midfielder. What? How? Oh, wait, hold on. I need to talk to what's its face, to Gianni about this. But I was thinking about Ederson from Atalanta for the midfield. Already was thinking about it last year. Already. I wouldn't be against that. Jesus just recently said he hasn't finished business at Arsenal. What, didn't he didn't pay his hospital bills or what? He didn't pay his hospital bills probably, and he needs to go back to hospital for about a few months more to basically get them done. Now, good, big up. Arteta has the guts, play Rice, Kelly, and Neze in the midfield, Ethan right wing, Gyökeres and Saka left wing. And that is the thing. I don't believe we're gonna see Skelly as a constant and consistent number 8 until Arteta goes. Ethan is not gonna be a starting right wing. Saka is never gonna be a left winger. Might be interchanged at sometimes mid-season, mid-game, sometimes to switch it up a tiny bit. But I don't see him being constantly being a left winger. I don't see it. I don't think Atalanta will sell Ederson in January. Well, they could. It depends how much they want, though. Let's check this. Transfer rumors. Man United want him. And 40 to 50 million euros is the evaluation currently. Man United are very interested in him. Man City are still interested a tiny bit. Maybe there are some random talks about Barcelona as well. Quentin Timber is coming in the free transfer. It wouldn't surprise me. People say he's solid squad rotation player to have for a big club. Isn't he going to Napoli? I read somewhere this. Let me check. Yeah, Quentin Timber is linked with Napoli, Bayer Leverkusen, Arsenal allegedly, but most interest is from Italy, basically. Most interest is from Italy. Quentin Timber is actually he is a very good player. Quentin Timber is actually a very, very decent player. Doesn't Quentin play? Feyenoord. He plays for Feyenoord. Quentin Timber plays for Van Persie FC. That's where Timber plays. At the moment, that's the Timbers' home ground. I cannot. This camera today is genuinely doing a mad one. I'm very sorry about that. Timber plays for Feyenoord. From PSV, there are a few players I wouldn't mind having at Arsenal as well, but it's definitely going to be Anderson. My top team's going for Anderson. The Forest one. Forest one. Big up, Chris. Big up, Chris. Everton have 7 injuries, easy win. We never learn. Some Arsenal fans never learn. Oh, they have 7 injuries, light work. Oh, they are last in the table, light work. Oh, they have this, they have that, should be light work. And in the end of at the end of the game, holy crap, we drop points. Oh, how we barely managed to get past them. It's always like that. It's always like that. Arsenal also have 7 injuries, means nothing. That obviously doesn't actually excuse the fact that we should beat Everton. But against Everton away, we struggle like crazy. Yes, they don't have Ndaye anymore because he's at AFCON, but that is not going to stop them. Quentin can also fill in the 6. To a tiny bit, yes. Yes. Forest midfielder. You think you're going to get him? You think you're going to get him? Anderson, Wharton, and Baleba will get moves. Most likely. All of them are going to move most likely next summer. That Moroccan or Algerian midfielder at Feyenoord can't even... Which one? Because for me, the first time you say Feyenoord, first thing for midfield, still somehow, because he's not there, comes in mind is the Turkish guy Koktu. That's still the first player who comes in mind. Osman Targaline, yeah? That one? Osman Targaline, yeah? That one. I think you mean that one. Everton have a crap squad depth. Dude, football is not played on paper. Simple as that. Football is played on the pitch, and we suck at Everton away. We suck heavily, to say the least. Arteta's record on his own against Everton, since he's been at Arsenal, is 4 wins, 2 draws, 4 losses. So overall, it's a 40% win rate. And given the fact that we're going to struggle there, first of all. Second of all, Man City most likely are going to beat West Ham, and we're going to be second in the table when we are kicking off against Everton. That mental pressure aspect as well is going to be very hard for our players. I expect that. So it's going to be interesting to see how we basically bounce back. Big up, AJ. Big up, AJ. Exactly. Football's not played of paper. We actually didn't beat Bull. On paper, we beat Wolves 2-1 and got 3 points. In reality, we didn't even beat Wolves. Wolves beat themselves. Big up, people. Like and subscribe. Listen to AJ. Go squad. It means nothing. It means nothing. We have the best squad depth in the world, and we still don't use it. That is the other. Look at it that way. Well, that's obviously the best squad depth according to top Gooners, but that's a bit different story, obviously. I'm telling you, people never learn. People never learn. Yeah, reality is Wolves lost. Yeah. At the end of the day, yeah. Wolves lost. But they beat themselves. We didn't beat them. They beat themselves. And luckily for us, they beat themselves so badly that they scored 2 own goals. Anis Musa? He's the right winger. You said a midfielder. That's the winger. You said a midfielder. Freaking hell. No wonder I got confused. 13 likes. Big up to you all, people. Big up to you all. Big up, big up, big up, big up. But yeah, it's the Everton game. It's not gonna be light work. People think it's gonna be a light work, but it's not. Wait, holy crap! I have to scroll down long. There it is. This is the case. Look at Arsenal's results against Everton. Most of the wins we get against Everton, well, all of the wins we get except one where Trossard scored that goal on the 23rd on September. Pretty much away, we don't get good results. We lose or draw. I'm telling you, since Arteta has been here, 4 wins, 4 losses, 2 draws. It's not a great record, is it? See, AJ, stadium change doesn't matter, but look what happened to Arsenal. We changed from Highbury to Emirates, and what happened to us? If we look from that perspective, it's a bit different story, isn't it? Gotta bounce. Big up, big up, big up. Have a nice weekend with the missus. Big up, Suj. Big up, Suj. Take care and have a great time. We didn't beat Wolves. I don't get I get it, but Spurs smashed them. Come on, definitely we can beat them. Yeah, and just like Man United score 4 against Wolves away, Arsenal didn't score anything against Wolves at home. It's comparing these type of games, it's pretty much irrelevant to a certain degree because teams play different styles, different systems, preparation is different, player pool you pick from is different. It's a very subjective. Yes, you can take it as a benchmark that if United beat them, well, technically we should as well. But the way we beat them and the way things are happening, football is not played on the paper at the end of the day, unfortunately. Arsenal have picked up more points at Everton than any other team. Over the history, yes. Not here. Not here. Not here. I'm talking about the time since Arteta has taken over Arsenal. And that is, well, tomorrow, December 20th, 2019. So since Arteta has taken over, of the possible 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 33 points. Out of 33 possible points, Arteta has taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15, 16, 17 points out of 33 possible. So half of the points, basically. Half of the points Arsenal have taken overall. Everton away is always struggle town. Look, we beat Everton away at Everton at home pretty much every single time besides the 21 year and the 2024. That 5-1 win was the good win. Look, the only time under Arteta we have beaten Everton away 1-0 was the time when Trossard, with his left foot, kind of redirected the ball. It hit the post and it went in. That has been the only time we have beaten Everton away under Mikel Arteta. Doesn't say good when in 10 games you can beat them only once when you go away. It's not a great sign, is it? Bulls was in the last match in a tight schedule. Players looked tired. Definitely, our players should be rested. Some players maybe will be better. Some will most likely come back from injuries and everything. That 1 week could do some wonders. should do some wonders, looking that Declan Rice barely could stand after the game. And Trossard hopefully is back from the injury. Obviously, there are hopes, there are expectations, but it goes both ways. Everton as well had time off. So it's kind of sometimes as well, it's better to play every 3 days if you rotate properly, because you are always in it. Your mindset is always on to the next one, next game. You kind of don't pay attention to maybe on the physical toll sometimes it takes on you and the tiredness. You're always fully focused and the adrenaline is still running. But sometimes also taking a break is the best one. Arteta's most difficult away game is Everton, because he knows that it's his old club. Players are still tired, but it means something. 1 week rest, bro, it makes a big difference. For Arsenal specifically, and this is for Arsenal alone, it makes a big difference. Well, should make a big difference, because this thing, the way we are training is definitely not great. Those heavy physical trainings we are doing mid-season, we should not be doing, and everything, definitely it's not a good sign. It's not a good sign, it's not a good situation, and it's definitely not helping us. But that 1 week should make us look more fresh. Let's just put it that way, because of span of 2-3 weeks, we played about 6-7 games. Definitely it wasn't ideal, especially with the non-existent pretty much rotation Arteta basically deployed in these games. You can understand why players are not looking great. Rushing Saliba back half injured against Wolves as well was not great. Putting who was this? Aston Villa game. Trossard came on injured, scored a goal, then got taken off as well, half injured. It's not a good thing. I'm worried that now Gabriel is gonna get rushed back. I'm worried that Declan Rice is gonna go down. Arteta will basically make him play, because the way Declan Rice looks on the pitch, I'm very worried that he could get very, very soon injured. Very soon injured. Both Madueke and Eze have said that Arteta trains them both hard at full matches, so this week of they're not. Yeah, that is the other thing. Players say themselves that some trainings are actually harder than the matches. They do more running in the matches than in the matches. It's actually insane. He should not rush play. Yeah, 100%. Big up AFC always. Big up. No need for high-intensity training during actual season. Only needs recovery rehab. Exactly. But we do high-intensity training. Why? I have no idea. Genuinely no idea. Norgard also played decent at center back. He was somewhat decent. He was decent against Club Brugge at center back. So for me, the big question is, against Wolves, last team in the league, who have not won a game in the league, by the way, so far, only 2 draws. You could have played Norgard at center back. You could have played Josh Nichols at right back. You could have rotated, and we still could have gotten the job done. You could have put on fresh legs, players that have desire and willingness to actually prove themselves, who almost get no opportunities because this manager plays only the same 11 pretty much game in, game out, plus minus 2 players. There actually would have been more intensity, more directness, more willpower, more emotion in this game. But when we put that best 11 out that was available pretty much to date, it looked like we have 11 zombies walking on the pitch at the time. And that for me is the big worry. No need to start. I hope so. I genuinely hope so. If Gabriel starts tomorrow, oh my goodness gracious, I will lose my shit. There is no reason to start Gabriel tomorrow. You have Hinkapie, use him. If Saliba is okay, you can use him. But if he's still not ready, don't. Arteta hasn't changed. Yeah, we are 3rd year going with the same system. 3rd year this is. No, 22, 23, 23, 24, 24, 20. Yeah, this is the 3rd year running with the system. And even more defensive. And somehow, by every year, it gets more defensive, more pragmatic, more robotic, somehow. I don't know where he figures this shit out. Yeah, exactly. He should be able to do the job against Everton. He definitely should. Big up, Twisted. Big up. Arteta is rushing players from injury and gives them hard training out of fear that the Arsenal fan base, who are the most demanding and fearful. So you are defending Arteta by blaming Arsenal fans for expecting a trophy and a win after 6 years of this nonsense, after a billion overall spent, and him having actually a full squad, which is he not rotating properly without signing proper backups for 3-4 years and just running the same 11 into the ground to a point where everyone gets injured at some point now. Saka, Gabriel, everyone gets injured constantly now. You're blaming that on the fans. We are at fault that Arteta doesn't rotate the players. He has mismanaged the funds. He hasn't learned in 6 years how to rotate. He's still making the same mistakes. He has no plan B and everything. Why is training so intense? That's what preseason. Exactly. Preseason make the physical intense training to make them prepare. Rest of it should be light work. What do you make of Maresca to City? Don't think he'll be right guy to replace Pep. Well, Maresca has studied under Pep, personally. He has studied under Pep. I'm more surprised that Maresca is one of the candidates and Super Duper Mick is not. Simple question. If Arteta doesn't, I would sack him now. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie. I would sack him right now. But yeah, I personally, Maresca to Man City is not a great fit. I don't think it's gonna be the answer. I more expect if or well once Pep leaves, I more expect Man City to try and sign Luis Enrique. I expect that more than anything. Obviously, in an ideal scenario, they get Super Duper Mick and then they become a meme. But hey, it is what it is. But yeah, I think they're gonna go for Luis Enrique. I generally believe they're gonna go for Luis Enrique. Interesting. Interesting. Anyways, I'm just checking something online. Luis Enrique would cost us £50 million. Why isn't it done? Go figure. I guess he's going to City, yeah? They know Mikel will come second. Yeah, that's not in Man City's pedigree, is it, though? I don't think so. Might be Maresca. To manage Man City, I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think to manage Man City you need a big one. You need a somewhat established name. Man City most likely are gonna go for Luis Enrique. Enrique himself has said he would want to coach in Premier League one day. So why not Arsenal are utilizing that as a leverage? I don't have no idea, but I expect Man City to try and go after Enrique, obviously. Personally. Yeah, Michel Sanchez. Is it Michel Sanchez? Yeah, Michel Sanchez. Yeah. Michel Sanchez. Yeah, could be the one. Could be the one. Could be. Well, he might. Depends. Depends. He might. His contract runs till 2027. So they might. His contract runs for only 2 more years. Well, year and a half now. So I wouldn't be surprised if he left. Pep as well. Pep is as well here for some time. Pep has won multiple major honors. If he went over half a decade without winning a trophy, Man City would say. They would sack him if he goes 2 seasons without winning trophy. Last season in Man City's books was a laughingstock. Disaster of the highest levels because they won nothing at the end of the day. So yeah, but I think for today, well, for now at least, I'm gonna end today's stream, people. Big up for you all coming here. Thank you so much for being here. Gonna see you all this evening, most likely, if I feel as good as I feel right now. But yeah, people, don't forget to like the stream, subscribe if you're new. Hopefully gonna see you all this evening, but for now, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna chill, I'm gonna relax because, well, at least I am at home and nobody else is at home, but I'm gonna try and, well, basically get better. Need to have some medicine and need to have a nap. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, until this evening, most likely.